Okay, we are back with episode 2 of the Breaking ROX podcast. Lucky enough to have one of the Bentech group sales team with us today, James.
How you doing, boys?
How you going, man?
Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on board. And we've obviously got Jake on my right, my co-host. Pumped to get back in here again for another episode.
Good to be back.
We've got a few things to run through with James. James had a pretty interesting sort of journey with us at Bentech. Been through a couple of different things and finally found himself in a role that he really enjoys. So we're going to touch on that today with him as well. Why don't, segueing from that, why don't we start with that, James? Tell us about your journey here at Bentech, the roles you've had and where you're at now.
Yeah, perfect. So just about a year ago now, I started with Bentech. Before this, I was doing marketing. And I moved into more of a sales support role here at Bentech. I was in that role for about 6 months or so. Day to day was, liaising with clients, following up, assisting the sales guys. And I really found a love for the sales cycle, everything that Bentech does. But I also, really liked marketing as well at the same time. I was approached by Reese and Jake asking me if I wanted to move into the marketing side of things at Bentech.
Lucky.
Yeah. I mean,
what a moment.
Yeah, wow. I remember thinking, wow, it's happened.
Yeah.
So started with the boys. It was really good. That's where we became quite close, boys.
Yeah, we did.
And I really enjoyed it. I was itching that marketing little itch that I had, scratching it, sorry. And then, but I did also miss what I was doing before in terms of sales and selling and, communicating with clients. It's what I really enjoy. So I spoke to Reese and I said, hey, mate, I think I might jump back over the other side of the fence. And Reese said, nah, that's not happening, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you feel about that conversation? Was it scary?
A couple of black eyes. No, Reese was really great. He taught me everything that I know now about the sales cycle and what our clients and customers need from us. And then he sent me on my way, and that's where I've been for the last couple of months or so.
Yeah, it's been, I think that was, I think, and as we kind of touched on when that transition was happening, I think, I think the value you would have got being in the marketing office you kind of, I think it was kind of like it was a showcase of, I guess, what goes in behind the scenes from a marketing point of view, lead generation and things like that. And then obviously now you can take that knowledge and understanding and use it as you have done in the sales role. And I think the way you go about it's perfectly geared for sales. You know what I mean? You got that customer mindset, and again, some of that kind of like marketing understanding is really helpful as well. So I think it's obviously become a massive asset in the sales team.
Oh, thank you, mate.
And yeah, and like I said to you when that transition was happening, someone like yourself who is a hard worker, cares about the customer genuinely, understands what we do and why we do it. Putting you in a position that like you're going to be happy in. That's what's best for Bentech is ultimately what's best for you, right? So I think it's good that you found yourself in that role now and you're out on site and doing all those kinds of things.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think it's also really handy that, being of that marketing background, I'm able to kind of blend both of those worlds together. I mean, take our trip to Kalgoorlie that's coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's we're going to be hitting not only the sales side of things, but also a lot of marketing work's going to be done.
Yep.
It's worked out really well.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Jake, why don't you give us a bit of an intro too, mate? What's been going on in your world?
Yes. Lately we've been doing. As we spoke about last episode, a lot of ROX marketing. We're doing a lot with our fuel tanks at the moment. We're introducing a fuel tank service exchange program, which we will be actually discussing on one of our next podcasts coming up, and really just finalising, working closely with Jack and in the graphics design and just getting our stuff looking really good. Obviously, he's doing some really cool stuff. Getting our brochures all finely tuned, getting them ready to go. Website, getting that ready. And then outside of that, just getting out on the park. A little bit of golf.
Playing plenty of golf.
It's the summer of golf is still on, so some ups and downs.
It has been a bit of a wild ride. I mean, we made some big calls in the first podcast around kind of shooting under par.
Yeah, we did.
We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, no, not yet.
We played plenty. I think we're close to putting it all together, and I think, wrapping up all this together, I think like what's been good is having really good relationships here at Bentech, and becoming mates as a result of working together.
Yep,
exactly. And being able to it's been really cool to be able to catch up outside of work.
Yep.
Play some golf.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think it makes when you know someone really well, it's easy to work well with them. Do you know what I mean? And I think the results kind of speak for themselves in that regard. And obviously we got Jack on board in our team now. Taking on that visual media stuff and taking it all to another level. And I think that kind of speaks for itself for what is kind of out there at the moment.
Yeah, it's looking schmick.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been really good. Back to you, James. So how have you found sort of, I think one big thing I think that I guess a lot of our clients and stuff understand is that kind of like FIFO aspect around being away from home and things like that. Yep. That's obviously built into your role quite a bit.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us about how you've found that as a component of your new role, given that your previous roles here at Bentech and prior were kind of that kind of, office home for the week kind of thing.
Yep. So, I deal with the FIFO aspect of things quite a lot. Not only I'm away from home a little bit, going to site, taking the 3D scanner, measuring up custom jobs, whether it be platforms or machine parts, But I deal with a lot of customers who are FIFO as well when I'm back here in the office. So, I'll chat to a bloke one day and I won't speak to him for another 3 weeks.
Yep.
At first, it was, I didn't really understand it. But now you just pick up basically where you left off 3 weeks later. So it is a little bit slow moving on that front. In terms of doing it myself, a little bit hard to adjust to. It's not like you're heading out to beautiful resort style living.
Yeah, that's it.
Where it's nice and cool and got a beautiful room. You're in nothing but red dirt, big trucks.
Yep.
40-degree heat. But it's been good. I've enjoyed the change. You have to adapt to it. My partner, she's also had to adapt to it as well.
For sure.
But yeah, I really enjoy it.
Yep.
Really enjoy it.
So touching on that in terms of like your partner and things like that, what's some insights in and around that? Has that been something that, what's the longest you've been away for?
Couple of days, probably 3 days.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
And obviously how long you've been with
6 years with Jenna?
6 years, yeah, okay. So obviously that's a big change. And again, a lot of stuff that our clients and stuff, you know what I mean, that kind of relationship side of things.
Yeah.
And I think how often are you on site these days?
I probably try and go weekly, if not fortnightly.
Yep.
Off to site.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say around that.
Yeah.
Couple of nights at a time.
Yeah. A couple of nights at a time, yeah. And I guess, but what I think is I guess, and you can speak to this, but getting out on site, seeing the problems firsthand.
Yep.
It makes like the conversations much more tangible, right?
Oh, of course. Yeah. You get out on site and you're there to you're there to provide a solution to an issue, whether it be safety or maintenance or, fix site, whatever is needed. They see the Bentech car. Hang on, I also need this measured up.
Yeah.
So you go there for one thing, you end up speaking to 5-6 guys.
Yeah.
And it's good, It's the beneficial way of actually doing business, I think, face to face, especially with these guys because they're busy, and they're not always on the computer.
Yep.
When they see you there, it's easy. They just call you over. hey, we need this is broken, or we need this measured up, we need to access that part of the machine.
Yeah.
Get out the scanner, measure it up. Yeah.
I haven't actually gone out to one of these big sites just yet. So, and you hadn't done before this role.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what's kind of the process involved with that? Like, you know, what's the kind of start to finish? You know, you pack your bags here at Bentech and then off you go. Like, what happens there?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, get contacted by the customer. Hey, can you come out to Parabadoo, whatever, Tom Price? No worries. Get the bags packed, grab some brochures, grab the 3D scanner.
Nice merch too.
Get some nice merch. I don't know, it's rock stuff, but take it to site, jump on a plane, head out early in the morning usually, get to site bright and early, and then you need to have site access as well to gain access to most of these places, whether it's driving on or being picked up at the gate by the customer. Head out, view the problem, or view the issue that they're having, or whatever they need, and then get out the 3D scanner up, take some notes down, make sure that you've got all the information that we need to give to our engineering and design team. And that's crucial because it's hard to go back there once you've already
that's it, right? I mean,
yeah.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, and I think it's a big competitive advantage and differentiator for us is that boots on the ground, site visit, consultation, gathering of the information. And like you say, it's not like you can just jump in the car and drive down the road again. We're talking about a proper, 2-3 days away from home trip. And often some of this stuff's like mission critical too, right? So getting that correct information is really, really crucial, and probably something that is probably, it's not understood, I guess, until you actually go and do it.
Yeah, I learned the hard way, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I remember I went to Parabadoo and I didn't think I'd need the 3D scanner to measure up a particular stand.
Yep.
But when I saw it, I thought, this is going to be a lot of hand measuring.
Yeah.
So
big machines.
I drew quite an intricate diagram on my page with about 30 to 40 measurements, but worked out in the end. So.
Yeah, that's. I think it's almost like learning maths in school, right? Like doing it, like learning the formulas and stuff, and then once you get the calculator, you're like, okay. But I think having the understanding that pairs up with the scanner is a big deal too.
Yeah,
right?
of course. The scanner is a beast in itself.
Yeah,
it took me a little while to learn how to use it. Lucky that the guys down there are great. Lucho, Jacko.
Yeah,
they taught me. They use it weekly.
Flat out.
So I'm very lucky to have those guys and show me how it's done.
Yep.
I was lucky to go to site with Lucho on my first trip. He showed me how it's done, step by step, what to look out for. So that I was really lucky on that front.
Yeah.
That way, when I went on my own, a couple of weeks later, it was still daunting, but I mean, I made it work.
Yep.
As best as I could. So, yeah.
No, Lucho's
cool.
Lucho's great. He's really good at what he does, and sort of you guys are kind of teamed up a little bit in that early stage, and like you say, him teaching you what he knows.
Yep.
He's been doing this stuff for a long time, and he's been with us for nearly 7 years now. I think he started about a year before me.
Yeah, right.
So, and he knows, like, I feel like he's probably been to every square inch of the Pilbara by now.
He definitely has.
Yeah, but it is good when you've got people like that to learn from and things, especially when when you're talking about super technical stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
3D scanning and, large pieces of mobile and fixed plant.
Yeah.
Those insights are invaluable, I would assume.
Oh, of course. I feel like I do his head in a little bit sometimes. I'll get a inquiry from a customer.
Yeah.
They're chasing something. I think, oh man, I don't know if we've ever done this before. I say, hey, Luch, what do you think of this? He goes, oh mate, I've done this 3 years ago. Check this out.
Yeah.
Whips up a drawing and yeah.
Yeah, he's great with that. Hey, he's got everything.
Archives, man.
Yeah, well, that's it. But but that makes it so much easier for someone like yourself when it's like, yeah, I've done that, and it's not just like saying he's done it. It's like, here you go, like.
Plus, he's got the physical and digital archives too.
Yeah.
He's got the paper still.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. No, for sure. No, that's cool. It's good. I love I love the fact that you've found yourself in a role that you're clearly passionate about and enjoying, and that like career progression, transition, whatever you want to call it, is a cool thing. And I think
thanks,
that
man.
that's what great. It's great that a place like Bentech provides that avenue.
Yeah.
I think, and
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
it wasn't just like, no, you pick marketing, stay marketing.
Yeah.
Like, too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've got a valuable staff member here, a valuable team member. Let's chuck him. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you know what I mean. It's like you're not going to put your best midfielder in the forward line and say you're going to have to stay there now, kind of thing. You know,
absolutely.
I think that's what one thing that we kind of look at holistically here, which is really cool.
No, I'm very lucky. Very, very lucky.
You touched on it a little bit before, but I think it's probably good for us to talk about now. Is the Kalgoorlie
Yep.
movements?
Yep.
Now we've got a premises in Kalgoorlie now,
Yep.
on Boulder Road there,
Yep.
and talk about what you think that's going to mean
Yeah.
for our client base there in Kalgoorlie,
Yep.
and some of the stuff that we've got, some of our movements over the next month or two,
Yep.
to get that to where we want it.
Yeah. So obviously Kalgoorlie is a hub
Yeah.
for mining, gold mining in particular.
Yep.
We have a lot of clients along that stretch, a handful, 20, 30 odd. So the Kalgoorlie showroom, warehouse, whatever, is going to be it's going to be a hub for those clients. You know what I mean? They're gonna have a physical brick and mortar structure where they're going to be able to come, chat, see the stock. We're going to be able to, we can show them what we want on our screens. We can run through a quote with the client, which is still possible from where we are here in Welshpool, or if we travel out, but it's just going to be a lot more accessible for those customers. I'm really excited about it. We're going to, get it up and running in the next couple of weeks, months. So, yeah, I'm stoked. Can't wait.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
That's going to be. I think that's going to be a wicked place, and a wicked little project. Again, we're obviously going to work on that pretty closely together. We've got a trip booked next Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Sussing out the show. We just decided to make that happen. Hey, that was very good.
It's very spur of the moment.
Yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it sounds about right for me
All
though.
happened
It's
real
like,
quick.
let's go to Kalgoorlie. It's like, no, we need to book it now.
Yeah, like now.
Yeah, like now. But that's how you got to approach these things.
Oh, absolutely.
What do
Like-
you? Oh, sorry.
No, you go,
Well,
man.
I was just going to ask, just to get back on the showroom. Like, what are you actually going there to put in the showroom, and what can people who are down there visiting expect to see down there?
Yeah, awesome. We're in the showroom, physical stock there. We're going to have everything from, our trestles, our workbench range, which is standardized. We're going to have a few of our custom jobs there that people can view and see what we're capable of here at Bentech and ROX. Also, we're going to be having a lot of the ROX stuff there as well, above ground, underground handrails, so they can view, see the mechanisms and whatnot. So, yeah, really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be good to have a physical presence there.
Yeah.
A proper physical presence there.
Yeah.
And have people from the team there weekly.
Yep.
Organising catch-ups there, doing site visits from there, and again having that showroom and stock
Oh, absolutely.
there as well. And especially for the ROX division, like downtime is what we're aiming to eliminate with a lot of in terms of our mission with ROX.
Yeah.
And if there's a breakdown on site, damage on site, they'll be able to hopefully, once it's all humming along, have those parts same day.
Yeah.
Whether they wanted to come and pick it up or we dispatch it, it's going to be invaluable, I think.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a really good thing for you to kind of champion too. You're kind of the client sort of manager for a lot of that region, right?
Yep.
So kind of being really involved in that setup and understanding it's going to be good for you and the clients.
Yeah. I'm really stoked about it. I just got to get out there now. Get
Yeah.
out there, boots on the ground.
Yeah, well, we'll see how we go next Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
And do a few site visits.
Yeah, absolutely. Got a few in the pipe.
Got a few. Exactly. We'll just cruise around town. We've got plenty of customers in the town there.
Yeah.
Drop in, let them know what's happening.
Yep.
Things like that. Dish out some merch, some of the new brochures and things like that. So that's going to be really, really fun, I think.
Yeah,
It'd be good to get
awesome.
away for a couple of days, myself as well. I haven't done a huge amount of side trips, but it's something I think we've both talked about wanting to do a bit more
Yeah, for
of.
sure. Yeah.
Just to round out, I mean, we talked about how being in marketing rounded out some of your understanding. Same deal for us, you know what I mean? Getting out on site and seeing some of
Physical
the stuff.
feel.
Yeah, exactly. It's
just
going
an
to be
impressive. It's an impressive process out on the mines and
Yeah.
it's crazy, hey.
huge machines.
It is.
It's
It is.
That's. I think some of the size of some of the machines is
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, especially when you see like a video that we put out recently for the tray access platforms.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you see those like out in the facility here, it's like, okay, like
Yeah. Oh,
it's the trucks are massive.
blows your
and
mind.
some of the wheels are 3 meters in diameter, you know, and it just does blow your mind. And you see videos or you see firsthand, you know, a digger loading up a whole truck, a couple of big scoops, and then off it goes.
Yeah.
I was
you
up
know.
on one of those diggers last week before.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not scared of heights by any stretch, but when I got to the top of that thing, I was,
You wouldn't want to fall from up there, would
nah,
you?
not a chance.
Ah,
Not a chance.
Lucky Bentek's there to stop anyone falling.
Exactly.
that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. So what sort of projects have you got in the pipeline that we can touch on?
Yeah. A lot of work down in Yandikajena, just out of Newman there. A lot of access platforms for maintenance work. Doing a bit of shedder work for a few of our guys in Kalgoorlie. As we mentioned, a couple of the gold mines down there.
Yep.
And I mean, there's a lot of bits and bobs as well. But yeah, those are probably the main kind of things I'm working on at the moment. Yeah.
What about? So you've been to Bentek for about a year now. What do you
Yep.
think? What's your kind of like from a, I guess, changing the direction slightly? But what's sort of been your favourite moment so far of working for Bentek?
That's a really great question.
I know.
There's been a lot. There's been a lot, to be honest.
You came up
There's been a lot. You know, working with you guys in marketing, that was
I've felt like that was probably going to be the case.
that was
No, I'm just
a
joking.
wild ride. That was a wild ride.
Yeah, it is a bit of a wild.
Yeah.
The marketing office is like, it's almost it
There's just a
is.
lot happening.
International waters.
A lot happening
Yeah,
at once.
yeah, we do. We get pretty versatile in there.
I found when I was in marketing, I really came out of my shell as well.
Yeah.
You know, it made me feel a lot more comfortable here. Not that I didn't in the past, but I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I was a lot more, I just became a lot more confident in what I was doing and what I wanted to do. And you guys definitely helped me with that. A lot of
That's good,
banter,
man.
a lot of
I'm
joking
glad.
around.
Yeah.
Bit of table tennis upstairs.
Managed to get a new nickname,
Yep.
Joe.
Joe.
Yeah, that's good. Everyone gets a nickname in the marketing
Yeah.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a bit stumped at the reasoning for that, but
Yeah. That's all right.
Yeah.
We need to come up with a nickname for Jack. That's reminded me. I need to have a think
Yeah.
about that. I mean, Jack basically is a nickname though.
yeah.
I mean, yeah, it is his name, but
You can't get much. You can't get
Yeah.
much more succinct than that.
It's already one syllable.
But I mean,
Well,
I
my
came up
name-
one with you exactly, Jake.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, Jake the Marin.
The Marin.
We'll
Very
find
good.
one. We'll find one.
Yeah, we'll have to think about something. Maybe we'll just
Give us
ask
some
him.
ideas, eh?
Sometimes I don't even mind just asking, like, what do you want to be called? You know?
When I first started, I actually thought Jake's name was Marin. I remember searching him on
Marinovich.
LinkedIn. I searched him on LinkedIn.
Oh, you actually searched
as
Marin?
Marin?
Oh.
Yeah. I couldn't find him.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a bit embarrassing, but there you go.
That's
Marin
very
generally
funny.
are hard to find.
Well, yeah.
They're delicious though.
They are. They are. What about a big thing that's happening? Speaking about Lucho,
Yep.
a big thing that's happening in his space is going to Mongolia.
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Lucho is going to Mongolia, correct. He's going in a couple of weeks, or next week. That's come around real quick. Yeah. So from a parts division and also from the Bentek side of things as well, we've kind of discovered that there's a lot of potential in Mongolia. You know, they have a big need for what we do and what we provide from a platform aspect, safety aspect, fixed site parts. So Lucho is going to be heading over there for about 2 weeks as of next week. Going to go scan up some of their equipment, put together a bit of a proposal on what we can offer them. He's really excited about it. He's not so excited about the weather.
What's the weather like over there at the moment?
When we Googled it, it said it was mild weather.
Oh, okay.
Mild.
Yeah.
What's their definition of mild?
Mild for them is about minus 17 degrees. So
Yeah, far out.
Wow.
I'd hate to think what extreme is.
Yeah, minus 17.
So he's had to kit out with some thermals,
Yep.
big jackets, pants, socks, gloves. Yeah, he's going to look like an Eskimo. when he's over
Yeah,
there.
you will.
That's awesome. I've heard during summer over in Mongolia, it's unbelievable weather, and then it gets this time of year, it starts heading into winter, and it's just an absolute
Yeah, I had no
Snowfield.
idea. I had no idea that it got that cold.
Yeah, it's a pretty hectic part of the
interesting
world.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it sits in between China and Russia, right?
Yeah.
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 That's going to be. I can't wait to. Hopefully, we can try and get him on the podcast post that trip. Yeah, I think it'd be great to get some insights around doing what he does and again what we do here in somewhere so far away in such like hectic conditions as well. We're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to like, seeing as Yuri's kind of like.
Wrangle him up here.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get him up here, get him on board.
I'll try my best for you boys.
Yeah, we'll have to have a chat to him about it. Tell him he has to now because we've talked about
It's
it.
on record.
Yeah,
I'll show him this clip.
yeah, that's it. Well, moving towards the end of the episode now.
Yep.
What is some of what's some of your goals as a Bentech consultant?
Yep.
And what have you got coming up as well, like in your personal life too? So what's some of the stuff you're working on for Bentech, and then what do you got in the pipeline?
Yeah.
Yeah, in your personal life, and what's some things that kind of round out who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So Bentech life, let's start there.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm in this role. I haven't been in it for too long, but I'm still getting pretty familiar with all of our products, what we can offer. So I'm trying to build my product knowledge and my knowledge of the industry as much as I can. There's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yep.
I haven't even scratched the surface, but we're getting there. I want to build as many relationships as I can with as much of our clients as I can. I want to become a go-to person, whenever they think, I need this, I want that, James, let's go. Yep. So that's probably my main goal in terms of career. Personal life, I'm getting married next year.
When's that happening?
End of next year.
End of next year?
Yep.
Yep.
So there's a lot
So
going
about a
into
year's time?
about a year's time.
Yep.
There's a lot going into that. Jenna is doing most of the work.
It's probably
What I'm
best.
allowed
It's
to do,
probably-
I'm
It's
doing.
probably, it's probably best if that happens. That's the way it goes, right?
Yeah. Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's always typing away on the laptop. Oh, this is happening, that happening. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome,
Just start that next chapter of
Yeah,
my
really
life.
cool. Yeah.
Hopefully buy a place following that, and yeah, that's me.
Exciting.
That's it,
man.
that's
You've got a
cool.
lot of good stuff happening.
Yeah.
I think it's always good to have, obviously working for a great company like Bentech, and I think the stuff you touched on in terms of your goals for Bentech, kind of evidences what I touched on before around the way you go about it, and that desire to be, like you say, a go-to person. I think that that speaks volumes around what you're about, and I think that's what makes. That's the competitive advantage I feel for Bentech is the people that are committed to the solutions and wanting to be the go-to. We can talk about that. That's what we do.
Yep.
But when it's embodied by our key people, that's what makes the biggest difference. And I think that's what a lot of what this podcast is about too. Is kind of like going, hey, this is who we are. This is what we're about.
Yep.
That's cool, man. And again, I'm obviously stoked for you that you've found your place here, in terms of how you feel here.
Yep.
And you're kicking goals, man. You're kicking goals. So And it's good as well. I loved having you part of my team, but seeing you go into a role where you're clearly very passionate, and we still get to work together flat out. It's turned out to be a very sort of like a fortunate circumstance. I think
it's worked out nicely.
That's it.
Still get to enjoy your little marketing office visits.
Yeah. You still get to. That's it.
Yeah, I'm still in there. Yeah. I still pop my head
heading into the cloud house and like having a good time. Into the dojo,
building some thick skin in there.
Into the dojo. Into the dojo.
It's always an experience every time I pop in.
Yeah.
But no, that's good. I'm really lucky to have great support as well. I mean, not only from you guys, from the sales guys as well.
Yeah.
They always get around me and help me out with whatever I need, and it's been great. I'm very, very fortunate. Very fortunate.
Well,
awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks for
cool
coming.
to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the episode, man.
I'm excited for this.
Great experience.
Is there anything you want to say before we wrap up this episode?
We'll maintain this. We'll hopefully next episode we'll have shot below par. That's definitely on the cards. I think maybe not after last night's effort, but we'll get there. But
it was disappointing.
Well, a little bit disappointing, but you have those days. But thanks James for coming on.
No worries, boys.
Yeah,
no worries.
Good fun. We were talking about it yesterday. We were keen as to get you on right from the start, and it's awesome to hear about what's going on in your life. There's a lot of awesome stuff going on there. Really cool stuff in the pipeline at work as well.
Yeah.
And
thanks, man.
and I'm personally looking forward to the work that we get to see you do, and also the success in your personal life.
Thanks, lads. Really, really appreciate it.
No, thank you, man. All right, everyone. Wrapping up episode 2 of the Breaking ROX podcast with James Lenzarini. Looking forward to the next one. We're hoping you're enjoying these episodes. Please like, subscribe, all that jazz. It helps us. It's obviously going to help us out a lot, and spread the love and spread the word about the Breaking ROX podcast. We're working on getting some guests from outside Ventec team. So hopefully in the next 5 to 10 episodes we can really start rounding out some of the topics we're covering and things like that. So yeah, thanks again, everyone. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. And we'll see you all next time.
Thank you.